Hello and welcome to the Black Box Trading live stream. I'm your host JT, and we're going to talk about the charts today. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin. We're going to take a look at the rotation into altcoins. Very exciting show. We are 1 minute away. Let's not jinx it. We're very, very close to what is very likely to be the potential highest daily candle close in Bitcoin's history. This is going to be a really exciting show. I'm really happy to have you here. I'm really happy to explain everything that I'm seeing. The momentum's coming back. That's, TLDR, the momentum is coming back, ladies and gentlemen. Not only the momentum coming back for Bitcoin, but the momentum is finally showing up for alts. We are finally getting that rotation into alts. I have been one of the most vocal content creators in the space saying, don't touch altcoins, don't touch altcoins, don't touch altcoins, because the altcoins just haven't been performing. The play has been Bitcoin, with obviously the exception of a few obscure coins. There's always going to be exceptions to the rule. I don't care about edge cases. I care about the majority of the data, and the majority of the data states that if you were in altcoins, you were underperforming Bitcoin. That is about to change. We are entering into that parabolic phase. We are entering into phase 2 of the bull market. Phase 1 is all the existing market participants getting their recovery rally. Phase 2 is new money coming in, new liquidity coming in, new excitement coming in, all of that fresh capital coming into our space. We just got our daily close. Let's just go ahead and hop into the charts here. Boom. It is official. It is official. We just closed the highest daily candle close in Bitcoin's history. This is a strong signal, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to dive into the smaller time frames in just a moment, but before I do that, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff, do all the Twitter stuff. How many people are watching on Twitter? Let's take a quick little gander here. We got 12 people watching so far live on YouTube and 12 on Twitter. We got an even split. Nice to see. Good to see. Drop your comments in the chat. If there are specific projects you want me to take a look at, leave them in the comment section right now, and we will go and take a look at them once we get through with the TA on Bitcoin. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Excuse me. So here on the daily chart, we just got the highest daily candle close. We might get a little bit of a liquidity grab. We'll get into what those levels might look like in just a bit when we get into the smaller time frames, but we have gotten well above the 7 simple moving average. All of the moving averages are in bullish alignment. The wave is green. We're well above the wave, well above any invalidation level. It's all systems go, ladies and gentlemen. Everything that you could be looking to is pointing to us going to higher levels. What would those higher levels look like? Let's do a trend-based fib extension from this swing low to this swing high, back down to swing low. We could see extensions as high as conservative, meaning very easily very realistic targets at the 786 right at $135,000. I think that that's quite easy. Once we get an all-time high break of this, I really don't think it'll be too difficult for us to get up into that 135 range, with those targets getting more bullish and extended all the way up to the 1.618 at $156,000. We are still long and strong in our trade. Where is it? Where did it go? Where did the trade go? In case people were wondering, we are still happily ticking away here. Happily ticking away here in our trade in BitGet. 2 Bitcoin long, $240,000 long, currently in a profit of over 25,000. If we log into the black box dashboard, $25,123 in profit, with open positions of 2 Bitcoin in futures and a half a Bitcoin on the black box spot bot. All of this is free, by the way. If you guys want to go to blackbox.pro, BLKBöX.pro, you can sign up for a free Bitcoin trading bot. the way that we make money is we get a micro transaction of all of your volume, so that when you take trades with any of our partners, whether it's BitGet, Bybit, or Blofin, we do get a small commission from that. It comes at no extra cost to you, which is why we say that it is free. These are fees that you're paying no matter where you're doing business, whether you're on Binance, Coinbase. You'll actually pay more if you're on Coinbase. Coinbase is shit. Get off Coinbase. But yeah, these are industry standard rates. This comes at no extra cost for you, and you get access to our beautiful, sexy application where it'll trade the Bitcoin for you. And you also get access to our Discord server, where we have been keeping you up to date with all of the moves. I've been posting up a storm lately to keep you guys informed as to this move, and it is playing out exactly as we said it would. So definitely get in for that free alpha. All right. Enough of the daily. Let's take a look at the 1 hour chart, because this is the method of analysis that I have been leaning on heavily thus far for this week, because what we're looking at here is actually a Wyckoff setup. So we're looking at this Wyckoff reaccumulation after decline. This is a textbook Wyckoff formation. We've got a diagram here for you to peruse. Reaccumulation schematic number 4. This is reaccumulation after declined. It is characterized by having a blow off top into a consolidation in a lower end of the range. Now, this is the weakest form of the reaccumulations. Every other type of reaccumulation that you see, whether it is reaccumulation 3, whether it's 2, whether it's 1, any of these reaccumulation patterns that you see are going to be stronger than reaccumulation 4, okay? That being said, it's still a reaccumulation, and the end result is moving out into phase D and pricing up past the all-time high, and moving into a continuation of Bitcoin's already existing markup phase. We are in markup phase. We are in the bull market. We are heading to higher levels. I can't guarantee it, and nothing here is financial advice, but I've been trading this market for a very long time. I know Bitcoin extremely well, and based off of my assumptions and my experience as to what I've seen in the past, the probabilities are extremely high that we're heading to higher levels from here. So the reaccumulation, we have that blow off top. Let's do some kind of pound for pound moves here. Blow off top, seller's climax, automatic rally, secondary test, a little bit of a consolidation inside of the range. We get a breakout above what's known as the creek line. We reclaim the range and rally off of that range. So going over to here, we have our blow off top. We have our seller's climax, automatic rally, secondary test, consolidation inside of the range. The creek line has been established here. We have broken out above that creek line. When we take a look at the volume, we can see that there was not a lot on BitGet, actually. Let's go over to the index chart. Yeah, we got a little bit more volume when you aggregate across all exchanges here, but I do have my chart drawn on BitGet, so I'll go back to BitGet. And what we need to see right now is a break above the channel. So once we get above that, that is our launching pad. If you didn't get in here, we told the VIP private group, this is the point at which you would take an entry. If you haven't taken an entry, there's your opportunity. We were also calling for it down here, saying that that was the opportunity. Now, we were originally way down here at 108 when we made the original entry. That's the entry that I made. So congrats to those who took that position and stuck with it, because it is going to continue to work out for us in my opinion. But yeah, it's looking good. So we need to reclaim this channel here, and then boom, we're off to the races. As soon as we take out this high here at 123,300, it's going to move fast. It's going to move fast. It's going to move annoyingly fast, because that's what Bitcoin does. Bitcoin does whatever the most annoying outcome is for you is probably the outcome that Bitcoin is going to take. So if you see that breakout and you're like, okay, I'll buy the retest, there won't be a retest. It'll just go. Like, this is your chance. Get in now. All right, who we got in the live stream? Don't forget to comment down below if you want me to take a look at some individual coins. This is your opportunity to get an opinion on what you think or what I think from a technical point of view as to any of the projects that you are taking a look at. A lot of altcoins, like I said, are starting to become very interesting, showing a lot of positive signs that we're getting ready to enter that phase 2 environment, which is very good for making money. So do drop some tickers in the chat. We got Noman Lantinus in the chat. Good morning from BKK. Beautiful candle. Awesome. I can't wait to be over on that side of the world. That's what I love about Southeast Asia is I get to wake up to the daily candle. I just like to get that update of where we're sitting with the day. And yeah, to wake up to those daily candles was nice. So I'll be back on that side of the world eventually, sooner rather than later. RK Hendricks, good evening. Welcome in. All right. 4 hour. How are we looking on the 4 hour? Yeah, it's just, there's a ton of strength here, guys. A ton of strength. Really, really good. All right, let's take a look at the S&P real quickly. S&P's breaking out. NASDAQ's breaking out. Where's the NASDAQ? NASDAQ's breaking out. Traditional finance is breaking out. People are ready to go back to risk on. The dollar consolidating at its critical low. Now, this is the only concerning thing here in the market as it stands right now, and it's not that big of a concern, as you can tell by my tone. I'm quite excited overall with the way the charts are shaping up. But there could be a headwind in front of us if we do rally off of this level. That being said, there's a lot of speculation going on with what's going on with Jerome Powell. There's speculation that he's going to lower rates. We're going to have to see how that plays out. How far away are we from a rate cut? Let's go to FedWatch real quick. Not FedEx. FedWatch. FedWatch. 7 days. So we got a week till the next FOMC meeting, where it is speculated that there will be a rate cut. Currently, the futures markets are not pricing that in. They are saying that there's a 95.3% chance that nothing changes. But we'll see. There's a lot of stranger things have happened. Let's just go with that, which leads me to believe that there's a possibility that we actually do break below this channel. And that's going to be bittersweet. It's going to be real sweet for the crypto investor. It's going to be real sweet for those who are, heavily allocated to Bitcoin. But it's going to come with increased rents. It's going to come with increased mortgages. It's going to come with increased interest rates. It's going to come with more expensive gas, more expensive groceries. There is a negative to us breaking out of this channel to the downside. If you are heavily allocated to Bitcoin, I think that the gains will certainly offset any of the inflation that you would feel. But needless to say, or regardless of all that, if we do break out of this multi-year channel. This is a channel that was established since the great financial crisis back in 2008. If we fall out of that, it's going to be alarm bells as far as the market's concerned, and it'll be interesting to see how the market handles that. There will be a lot of negative press associated with that, but yeah, we'll see. All right, now getting into the juicy bits. This is what people are wanting to see here. This is what you've all joined in for. MJ Kahuna, welcome in. Aloha. So this is what I have been talking about for years. Basically, since August of 2022, I have remained bearish on altcoins. I have said, as long as this channel remains in an uptrend, as long as we keep printing higher highs and higher lows, you are in a losing battle investing in altcoins. And that has proved to be correct. Bitcoin is up, 600%. And the majority of altcoins, with the exception of the last week, we saw some incredible recoveries in the last week. But prior to last week, your altcoins were statistically down 70, 80, 90%. So we're getting to that point where I start getting really bullish on this chart, because there has been a very clear signal to the market. There has been a sign that has been flashed to the market. And for those who know how to read it and those who know how to understand it, it's very clear as day. This was our prior low. I have had this marked on my chart for months saying altcoin season starts. We have taken that out. That means altcoin season potentially has started. What I need to see next is that lower high. So here is our first lower low, we have a high, we have a low, we have a higher high. This is our first lower low. What I think will happen over the next week or two is we'll probably rally up to the mean of this channel. Now, don't worry. I know that this chart going up means that alts have been going down. That doesn't have to be the case right now. We can see alts go up in this environment, and I'll explain that in just a moment. But this is what I'm looking for a lower high. So here's our high. If we get a lower high and fall out of this channel entirely, boom, you are looking at an altcoin portfolio that on average will do a 30x. It will do a 30x on average. Broad scope, broad brush, paintbrush of what can be the expectations. Not financial advice, but I just think that the data will come in supporting that most altcoin portfolios will be up at least 3,000% in my opinion. All right, so am I in alts yet? No, I'm not. I need to see that confirmation. I'm going to pay for confirmation. So going back to the point that I made just a moment ago, if this is going up, doesn't that mean that alts are doing poorly? No, it just means that Bitcoin is doing exceedingly well. So the scenario that I see most likely taking place here is we've seen huge rises in the alts, right? We've seen Ethereum basically at its all-time highs in that range. Let's just go over and take a look. ETH/USD. It's basically at its all-time high, in that general range, right at around 4,000. I think it's going to hang out there. I think you're going to start to see some bull flags take shape. I think you're going to see bull flags in Ethereum. You're going to see it in Solana. You're going to see it in XRP. You might even see some consolidations on some of the smaller alts like Curve and, you name it, like pretty much all of them. And the crypto is a very correlated market. And what's going to happen is Bitcoin is going to rally to those targets that we talked about, getting us up to that, anywhere from 130 to even with the extended targets up to 160. I think Bitcoin will rally to somewhere within that range, relatively uninterrupted, and then it will stop and it will consolidate, and that's when we will put in the lower high. We'll put in the lower high for Bitcoin dominance, because the alts are going to be consolidating while Bitcoin is ripping, and then Bitcoin will reach its new level. It will consolidate, and then the alts are just going to rip, and this is going to fall out of the channel, and you're going to see some incredible price action. Okay, we got a few tickers in the chat here. Oscar, haven't heard of that one. We're gonna have to take a look. And Stack, Osta, Stack. I don't know if that's the same ticker. Nomalandidis is asking 120K is still not cut interest rates. What do you think about this? I think that we already have quantitative easing. So, a lot of people missed it. This is the thing about narratives. Like the predominant narrative right now, like everybody's a macroeconomic economist all of a sudden, right? So everybody's like, oh, when the Fed cuts rates, they'll pump my bag. But everybody's saying that. It's a crowded trade. So it's no longer the valuable metric that it was, because dumb money is aware of it. There's never going to be value to be had in financial markets when you are following narratives that dumb money are parroting. So right now, smart money is accumulating. Smart money is getting into position, because as soon as they open up the floodgates, and the floodgates will be lowering of interest rates. As soon as interest rates go down, floodgates are open. But smart money is getting into position now, and they're getting all of the signals they need from the Fed to say, hey, just letting you know, you're going to want to fill your bags, because we're getting ready to do some really interesting and, monetary policy here. The last couple bond auctions that the Fed put on had no demand, and the Federal Reserve actually needed to buy their own bonds. And how do they buy their own bonds? They print money, the money, then they buy their own treasuries, because there was not enough demand for the amount of treasuries that were for sale. That is quantitative easing. That is money printing. That is number go up, but it's obscure so that dumb money doesn't know what's going on. So smart money knows what's going on. Smart money is taking position. Smart money is allocated and getting ready for the next move. And once all of the signals that smart money understands have taken place, then they will open the floodgates and dumb money will get their signal as well. And that's how the rich get richer. What are your thoughts on Litecoin and XLM? We will take a look. How's Litecoin looking? That Dino coin seems to be holding up well. Let's take a look. In Bitcoin's terms, it's been getting hammered. It's been getting hammered in Bitcoin terms, but we can take a look at it in fiat terms. Let's open up a new tab. Actually, before we do that, we have to go in order. Oh, this is a fun chart that I made real quick. This is the progression of Bitcoin's dominance in the market. So Bitcoin is more valuable than Facebook. It's more valuable than silver. It's more valuable than gold. It is crossing as we speak above the value of Amazon. So the next port of call is Bitcoin needs to become more valuable than Apple. Then it needs to become more valuable than Microsoft. Then it needs to become more valuable than NVIDIA. Very tall order, since NVIDIA is key to the artificial intelligence revolution that is coming. But I think it's very plausible, very doable for Bitcoin to hit those numbers as well. So, but then above that, we have the king of all benchmarks to get above. And this one is way above the rest, way above the rest. And that is the shiny rock, ladies and gentlemen. We got to get above gold. That's way up there. That's at a $22 trillion valuation. Currently, we are sitting at 2.38 trillion. But anyways, fun chart. Thought I would share it with you guys. Let's go back to the requests. We got a request for Oscar. So I am not familiar with this one. I'm going to have to take a look first on CoinGecko. Oscar. Brett Austin, verify that ticker for me, will ya? Because I'm seeing Oscar and I'm seeing Oskai. So just verify that ticker if you would. And then you got Stack on there. We have Stacks. Oh, Oscar Stack. Here it is. There it is. Oh, the cat wants on the live stream. It's got a lot to say. He's saying Bitcoin is going to 160. I don't know if we can believe the cat, can we? Oscar Stack. All right, we believe you. Oscar Stack. Let's take a look. Let's go take a look at the website. It's a Ethereum project, Oscar Stack. Open source, creative, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Let's take a look at the chart. Oscar Stack. So it's not showing up there. We got to go to Dex Screener. This is we're starting off real degen, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to Dex Tools. This is some micro cap stuff here. Micro cap stuff. Reject all. I always reject cookies. You guys like cookies? I like cookies. I just don't like cookies. You know what I mean? All right, let's take a look here. All right, we got some price history. Let's go to the daily. It's not that new. Not bad. I know nothing about this. Market cap at 1.66 million. This is extreme. Okay. Who sent this? Brett Austin. I'm sure you know what you're doing, but anybody watching this stream right now, this is not an invitation nor a solicitation for you to go and buy this thing. Please do your own research. We're talking about a coin that has a $1.66 million market cap. What that means is you can make a lot of money or you could lose it all in a fucking day. So please do be careful with this one. Structure, it's pretty new. I don't have a lot to work with. Let's look at it from a moving average perspective. Let me add a few moving averages. Let's go 3 MA. Let's just go moving average cross. Yeah, let's do moving average cross. And we will go with, move it up, move it up. I like to do the 7 on the daily. Why? Because there are 7 days in a week. And the 30. Why? Because there are 30 days in a month. If price is above the weekly average price, then you're looking at an uptrend. If the weekly average price is above the monthly average price, you are in a strong uptrend. Those are 2 moving averages on the daily chart that I think are very valuable. Definitely consider the 7 and the 30. Now, price currently below the 7, currently below the 30, and the 7 itself is below the 30. So it's not a buy right now. You may have a position in this and you're going to manage that as you will. But for people who want to take a position in something like this, should you want to, the signal to entry is either the higher risk signal is price getting back on top of the 7. That's high risk. So price jumping over the jumping back on top of the green line. But the better entry, in my opinion, is when the green line crosses above the orange line, when the weekly average price gets higher than the monthly average price. You've got a tailwind, you've got strength on your side. So that would be what I would be looking for in this one. But as it stands right now, certainly no new entries, but yeah, looks good, looks cool. All right. Litecoin was next, and then XLM. Hi, JT. Can you have a look at Ondo, please? We will take a look at Ondo. Let's go. Brandon says, Tensor Tau deserves some of your time. It's very interesting what they were doing and similar tokenomics to BTC. We will take a look at Tau. Still doing research on it daily. Awesome. All right, let's take a look at some that actually have trading view charts. And that'll be Litecoin, LTC, USD. Bitcoin breaking out. Bitcoin breaking out. Booyah. Booyah, NERC. It's looking good. It's looking good, NERC TV. Calling the breakout. Once we get above that yellow line, it's going, guys. It's going. All right, we've had this one. Look at how I have not opened this chart in a while. This is the power of Wyckoff. Like it's a slick method. You got to learn Wyckoff. We have free courses, by the way. It's super easy to follow along. Just go into the Discord server, go up to Learn to Trade, and I have a course on Wyckoff for free. Wyckoff method here. All video courses for you to take a look at. 100% free workbook, all of that shit. Just follow the links to get into the Discord. We will see you guys in there. Yeah, so this, I haven't opened this in a long time, and look at how well it has respected this channel. This is a beautiful, beautiful site to be had. It's gorgeous. Basically, we're exiting kind of this macro double bottom here. Macro double bottom here for Litecoin. Where things begin to accelerate is getting out of this channel. You see, we did get a fake out breakout here. I don't think we're going to get that a second time. So once we get back on top of the channel, it's going to recover above this macro support / resistance flip. And it's probably going to do a move similar to what it's done here. So it'll go from 120, 130 to 420, 430 quite quickly. Again, not financial advice. This is just historically what we've seen in the past with this asset. Wouldn't be surprised if it does it again. The thing about Litecoin, so Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Satoshi's Vision, here's what's going to happen. As Bitcoin climbs up in price, what always happens? The price of transactions goes through the roof. As the price of transactions go from what they are now, which is nothing, the price of a transaction currently, let's just quickly jump over to mempool.space. The price of your average Bitcoin transaction is 84 cents, and that's because we're breaking out. It was around 40 cents for basically all week. That's going to go to, it's not going to be 40 cents, it's going to be $4. Then it'll be $8. Then it'll be $20. Then it'll be $30, $40, $50 to do a Bitcoin transaction. At that point, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV. Another one to keep an eye on is Cas. There's a huge growing community with Caspa that thinks that they're, a Bitcoin alternative. Any Bitcoin alternative that has a scaling issue narrative attached to it is going to be pumping. It's going to be pumping. So do position accordingly with those better Bitcoins, basically. So that's Litecoin's looking good. XLM, another one of those dinos. Let's take a look at XLM. I have not looked at this one in a long time. I don't even think I have a chart on this one. Probably not. Yeah, I don't have a chart because I just follow XRP. XLM and XRP, they're the same. I know that they're different, but it's the same idea, right? This one, it's basically right up against resistance currently. It might even be breaking out above resistance. Most of the resistance, you know what? Why are we doing this? Let's do the easy way. VPVR, the volume profile and the visible range. Let's see where the resistance is. There's just not enough trading history up here. So it's already kind of above the resistance. The resistance for this asset is really just petering off. So let's go at this from a different angle. Let's go a little bit more granular. Let's just go in here on the daily chart and look at this. This is basically going to be easier to determine. So I think we're going to flag here for a bit. Like I've already mentioned in the stream, I think we're going to flag here for a bit. And then the real move is going to be as soon as we get above this high. So as soon as we get above 63 cents, there's really not much holding us back. We could see extensions, quite exciting extensions. Let's go to this right here. We'll go from the swing low. Oh, we don't want that. What we want is a fib-based, trend-based fib extension. That's what we're looking for. From the swing low to the swing high, back down to the swing low, we could easily see extensions going to $1.10. That's pretty easily achieved. Actually, if we go to the logarithmic scale and we change the, because we're gonna have to talk about log here. If we go logarithmic, now we got some more familiar kind of targets that we'd be looking for. The 1.618 here, you're looking at $6 at least. So it's going to go from 60 cents to over $6, I think, over the coming bull market. I think that's the extended target, by the way. But I do think that extended target is definitely feasible, provided that we are in a full-blown phase 2 bull market where Bitcoin is going to 500, 600, 700, maybe even $1 million a coin, and Bitcoin dominance is falling from this 65% level down to this 40% level. If we're kind of in that range, that's those more extended, very crazy targets that a lot of people think aren't achievable become a lot more achievable, in my opinion. So just, keep that into consideration when we talk about price objectives to, $1.60, $3, $6.25. There's certain context that needs to be around for that to take place, but totally doable with the right conditions. Ondo. Let's take a look at Ondo. Ondo is on our watch list, I believe. Yep. On the Bitcoin pair. And it's reclaiming this support range that we've identified. Let's take a look at Ondo on the dollar pair. Ondo USD. Yeah, it's not a cup and handle. It's kind of a double bottom. We're going to call it a double bottom. So this is actually another Wyckoff thing. We got double bottoms here. Where's the double bottom? Double bottom. I guess you could say this is kind of the double bottom formation. Now this is coming from a distributional downtrend, double bottoming and coming into an uptrend. So it is a little bit different, but these double bottom formations, they're valid. not everything's going to fit perfectly every time. Okay. TA is not a crystal ball. TA is a method of analysis for you to determine probabilities. It will never give you a certainty. If you think you can tell me what the next candle is going to be, I will take that trade. I will counter that trade, because statistically speaking, nobody knows what's going to happen next. You can just place probabilities on outcomes when you take a look at the holistic picture. What's Bitcoin doing? What's the market doing? What's capital flow doing? And then how does that develop your bias when you're looking at these charts? So this double bottom looks valid. I think that we can take out this level. The real excitement happens once we reclaim this level at $1.20. Once we get above $1.20, it's probably going to take out the prior high. Once it takes out the prior high, blue sky breakout. We don't know where it goes from there. We can do some trend-based fib extensions if you would like that. Where do we pull it from? We can't pull it from here. It's too low. It's too low. Sorry. We'll pull it from here to here to here. Yeah, again, $6. Going from $1 to $6. 600% move. Nothing to shake a stick at. Nothing to shake a stick at. Is Bitcoin still breaking out? Rejection. Little rejection. We'll get there. Don't worry. I'm not worried. Any shit coins that you're looking to allocate your BTC to them when the alt party comes? Well, I haven't been hiding anything from you guys. I've been very vocal as to what I think have been good plays. If we go back over to the Discord, this is free for everybody to take a look at if you are so inclined. And we go over to the altcoins. You know, I've been looking at Sui, and we've been updating you on Sui, Solana. We'll be updating you on XRP and Ethereum. You know, we've been keeping you up to date with all of the alts. Aside from that, one that I've been taking a look at is Sonic, and then the new one on my radar, just because of how many Twitter fights I've gotten into, is Cas. So I mean, I've known about Caspa for a while, but the fervor of hubris coming from that community is palpable. And when a community is that passionate about a token, don't fade it. You know, we like Bitcoin on this channel. There's no secrets there. We're of the Bitcoin persuasion. There's no secret there. But these guys are really serious about Caspa. And so Caspa is one that I'm definitely going to keep an eye on and maybe huck a few sats at in the right conditions, because passion sells, man. Passion sells. When people are looking for scaling solutions for Bitcoin, it goes back to what I already said about Litecoin. When Bitcoin has $50 transactions, you better believe Caspa is going to be at some pretty large extension targets. Extension targets can get silly with Caspa. If we go over to the log chart, go to auto, and pull a log-based fib extension, I'm afraid to do it, because honestly, it's going to be crazy. So I'm certainly not going to target a 1.618 fib extension on Caspa. I'd be more looking at the 1 or the 1.272, which brings us from 10 cents to $1 or $2.50, with the crazy ludicrous extension going all the way up to $7 for the price of Caspa. It's at 10 cents right now. That is a meteoric rise. Now, again, do your own research. This is not a solicitation. This is not an invitation. And I am certainly not saying that, 6,000% move is pre-programmed into the price of Cas, but I think it's definitely doable. I think it's definitely doable with the right conditions. I know it seems crazy. I know it seems just stupid. It seems stupid, like irresponsible, but many of you haven't even been around during like a real altcoin season, a real bull market. I feel like the last one was a little stifled. There was DeFi Summer, and that was great. That was just a little taster, though. The real moves, like the 2017 style altcoin season, I don't think we've seen that. And I think we're gearing up for that, because the last altcoin season was in the context of choke point 2.0. It was a predatory administration that was trying to crush crypto. There's a lot of paper Bitcoin and paper crypto going around. This cycle, I know that these are the four most dangerous words in investing. This time is different. But this time's not different. This time is just more similar to the 2017 cycle than the 2021 cycle. That's all I'm going to say. So, you know, if these things seem crazy, cool. It's crazy. Just have an open mind. I'm not saying make that your target, but I'm saying be open to that being a target. That's it. Tensor, Tau. Tau. Tau, Tau, Tau. Tau. I don't know why I like saying that. Tau. So, right off the bat, it's $400. So, there's a very real thing out there, okay? I'm sure Tensor is a very extraordinary coin, and you were making comparisons to it having a lot of the similar tokenomics to Bitcoin, and that very well may be true. But what Bitcoin has that really stifles its growth, in my opinion, is unit bias. Unit bias. If I'm a new person coming into this space and I know nothing about crypto, and I see all these shiny people and all these YouTubers talking about this is the best crypto, that's the best crypto, blah, 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 blah. Because of the price, because Tau's at, $450 now, by the time retail starts to come in, it's going to be at, $1,449. The unit bias is going to work against it. Okay. Now, that's not to say that it can't do well. That's not to say that it won't go higher. But what I've seen in previous cycles is when retail comes in, they buy cheap shit because they want to see that they have 1 million of a coin. They love it when they have 1 million, or even better yet, tens of millions of a coin. And then they just daydream all day about those tens of millions of coins going to $1. So the unit bias piece is very real for Tau. But let's do the TA. Let's see what we can look at with the TA. Support/resistance, we're kind of in the zone right now. This is where most of the price action has taken place. It was resistance, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, 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 resistance. If we can get above that, honestly, this market structure right here, it's not going to hold much. It's not going to hold Tau back at all, really. And in the right context, I'm getting tongue tied here, will be up at its all-time high here at around 1249 in a matter of days, I think. So it's looking really good. Looking really good. Doge just broke out plus 70% in a month. Bullish pattern stacking up, cup and handle, double bottoms, whale accumulations, ETF talks, and institutional monies piling in. This feels like the perfect mom. I think you mean perfect storm. Maybe perfect mom. Maybe there's a translation thing there. But it is, it's phase 2. Phase 2 is crazy. Phase 2 is crazy. Know that it's crazy. Know that it's euphoric. Know that it's very easy to lose touch with reality. The trading is going to get really easy. Trading is going to get really easy for the next few months. Don't think you're a genius. Just appreciate the fact that the market is going to be working for you and that you need to just stay out of the way of the market. Make your allocations, take your trades, let the market do its thing because it's going to be easy. The more that you do over the next 6, maybe 12 months, maybe more realistically, kind of, 4 to 8 months. The more you do, the less money you'll make. You need to get set, get locked in. Don't continually adjust your portfolio. The more adjustments and the more buttons you push for the next 6 months are going to cut thousands and thousands of dollars of profit off of your bottom line. It's time to allow the market to work for you. It's going to get so easy. Trust me, trust the process. Just don't overdo it. Everybody thinks being a day trader is about pressing buttons all the time. It's not. It's about positioning for a bias, positioning for a move, calculating your probabilities, and riding that probability wave. more often than not, the less you do, the better. Tau, it's kind of a messy chart. I don't know. You'll just have to follow a trend on this one. You got a low, you got a high, you got a higher low. Once we get a higher high, it's in an uptrend, and then you can use some moving averages or use the moving the alphanumerics indicator to give you some bias. We do have a bullish cross that just printed here on the daily. So the 7 has just officially, the weekly average price has just officially gotten above the monthly average price. So that's good. Yeah, but it's a tricky one. Injective, INJ, asking for a friend, eh? Injective protocol. Nice structure. So you had this bear market accumulation. You had this phase 1 pump, phase 1 market cycle pump. You had the phase 1 market cycle retracement backup phase on top of the bear market accumulation channel, and now we're breaking out above it. RSI correlated. You'll see an acceleration as soon as you get above 58 on the RSI. So it's looking good. This one can definitely go high. Let's take a look. Let's do the fib thing. Trend-based fib extension. It'll go from 15 to 90 quite easily, I think. Can you check Sol too? Yep. Yes, sir. But we're going to take a look at Doge. Got to take a look at that Doge. Doggy coin. Similar structure. I mean, the only difference being is that Doge didn't make a new all-time high compared to the last coin that we were looking at. But, similar structure as far as its bear market accumulation. It had the phase 1 bull market pump. It had the phase 1 bull market retracement. And then we settled on top of this channel that was established in the bear market. And you got that double bottom formation. Weekly price is above all 3 simple moving averages on the weekly time frame. So it's looking good. Track network is insanely undervalued. I think so. That's the thing. Like, fundamentals don't matter in this space, but I'm biased. I'm a track enthusiast. I'm anything Bitcoin enthusiast. When it is a Bitcoin ecosystem product, I'm bullish. I'm biased on it. But there's a lot of people that hate on Bitcoin. So, we'll see if they can bridge that gap and find out that there is shit coins on Bitcoin. And track can, I would not be surprised. In the slightest if track gets beyond current all-time highs from the price that we're sitting at today. That is a 2,000% move. So I'm not surprised in the slightest for us to get a 2,000% move, and I think we can do many multiples above that, actually. So we'll have to see. I mean, we can never really predict what the market's going to think about an asset, and Track has been plugging away, and they've been doing a ton of development. They've just been doing launch after launch after launch of all of these new products, and the market hasn't really cared. So it'll be interesting to see what narrative actually gets traction towards Track. Maybe it's the new token once they go to mainnet. The TNK token will be how people get excited about it again. Hard to say, but the BRC20 token has certainly not been doing fabulous, but no ordinal has been doing fabulous. The ordinals have been doing pretty piss poor across the board. So Track's linked into that. It's just the ecosystem kind of dragging it down. All right, we are getting near the end of the show here. So we will finish things off with Solana. I like to look at the Bitcoin chart on this one, the Bitcoin comparative for Solana, because it's got this really clean. I'll even take alphanumerics off so you guys can see just how clean this chart is. it's a downward sloping line of resistance. It's one stupid line. Sometimes the best charts, sometimes the best setups are just one stupid line. That's it. As soon as we get above this one stupid line, ooh, we're looking at crazy town. And Solana is going to go, let's, I know you guys are going to want price projections. So let's take a look at Solana on the dollar pair. What would we be looking for once we cross that one stupid line? Big time. We're going to see some big time moves. Let's go over to the logarithmic chart. Let's go over to auto. And this is probably going to knock you backwards, but we'll go from the swing low to the swing high. Didn't quite nail the swing low there. To the trend low. Let's go swing low, swing high. And we're looking at, oh my God, crazy, absolutely insane. Really don't think, okay, so the 1.618 really highly unlikely. I mean, pretty much a guarantee that's not going to happen. But I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest, honestly, if we're looking at $1,600 Solana or $3,500 Solana with, let's just say, if Bitcoin goes to $1 million, then we can say, okay, maybe we'll see a $9,000 Solana, which is bonkers, but so is Bitcoin going to $1 million. If Bitcoin goes to $1 million, that's crazy. If that's a crazy reality that's happening, you can expect that other crazy things are also going to be happening as well. But much less crazy is 1,600. I think that's easy all day long. I think Solana during a bull market can easily hit $1,600 a coin. And with the extended targets going to 3,500, I also think that that's very reasonable and very achievable in a bull market. So that is it. That is all the time I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this content. Don't forget to check out blackbox.pro. Go to BLKBöX.pro. Sign up with any of our partnered exchanges. We are partnered with BitGet. We are partnered with Bybit. We are partnered with Blowfin. We're also adding Femex as a partner for those who trust Femex. Those who are, they're very well established exchange. They'll be one of the older exchanges that we're partnered with. Not quite ready yet, but we have up to $50,000 on each of these in sign up bonuses. So if you guys don't already have an account, go and get an account. Blowfin is non-KYC. If you are in a jurisdiction that requires you to have certain KYC requirements to trade on a crypto exchange, go and check out Blowfin because they have no KYC requirements. BitGet and Bybit do. By signing up with any of these exchanges, you get free access to our bots, free access to our applications, free access to all of our calls, all of our trades, our entries, exits, take profits, etc. inside of the private Discord, private curated videos explaining everything that's going on in real time in the market. And until next time, please trade safe. It is a jungle out there.